So, what if getting rich wasn't about skipping your morning latte? What if it wasn't about tracking every single penny you spend? Well, today, we're diving into Ramit Sethi's massive bestseller, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And we're going to break down his super practical, no-nonsense system for building wealth and, maybe more importantly, designing a life that you actually love. So here it is, the book that lays it all out. And you know, the most important words are right there on the cover. No guilt, no excuses. That really sets the tone for everything we're about to talk about. This isn't about shame, it's not about deprivation. It's just a straightforward program that works by empowering you, not by restricting you.
All right, so let's start with a big idea, because the very first thing Ramit's system does is it just completely challenges all that financial advice we've heard our whole lives. You know, he argues that obsessing over a $3 coffee is just a huge waste of energy that totally misses the point of what it means to be financially healthy.
And this single quote, sums up the entire philosophy of the book. It's all about conscious, intentional spending. The idea is to figure out what you truly value. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's dining out, or a specific hobby, and then give yourself permission to spend extravagantly on it. And for everything else, just cut back mercilessly, without even a second thought. And that right there, that leads to a really crucial mindset shift. See, building wealth isn't really a math problem. It's more of a design problem. The goal isn't just to pile up a bunch of money. It's to use that money as a tool to build the specific, unique life that you want to live.
Okay, so that sounds great, right? But how do we actually do it? Well, Ramit gives us a really clear three-step blueprint. And step one is all about mastering the financial tools you're probably already using every single day. Instead of letting them control you with fees and debt, you're going to make them work for you.
First up, credit cards. He has three simple, we'll call them commandments. Number one, automate your payments. This one is totally non-negotiable. It gets rid of late fees and protects your credit score. Two, don't be afraid to just call your card company and ask them to waive the annual fee. Seriously, you'd be amazed how often this works. And third, use your rewards. If you're spending the money anyway, you should be getting cash back or travel points for it. Next up, your bank. And your choice here has a huge impact. Think about it. Traditional banks often give you like next to nothing in interest while hitting you with all sorts of fees. But online banks, they have lower overhead so they can offer way higher interest rates and have few, if any, fees. And over time, that difference is absolutely enormous.
So the whole point of step one is simple. You want to transform these tools from things that cost you money into things that make you money. You want accounts with no fees, savings with high interest, and credit cards that actually pay you rewards. It's about making your tools work for you, not the other way around.
Now for step two. And this is the absolute heart of the entire system, automation. The whole idea here is to build a financial setup that just runs itself so you take willpower completely out of the equation. You can literally save money and build wealth while you sleep.
Now, to do this, you first need a plan. But I want you to forget traditional budgeting. Ramit introduces something called the conscious spending plan. And this isn't about painfully looking back and tracking every penny you've already spent. Nope. It's a forward-looking plan that tells your money where to go before you even spend it.
And here's how it breaks down. You take your monthly take-home pay and you just divide it into 4 buckets. About 50 to 60% goes to your fixed costs, rent, utilities. A full 10% goes straight into long-term investments. Another 5 to 10% is for other savings goals like a vacation or a down payment. And the best part? That leaves 20 to 35% for completely guilt-free spending on whatever you want.
Okay, so now you've got this plan that automatically prioritizes saving and investing, but it still leaves you plenty of room for fun. So now the key is to make it all happen without any ongoing effort from you. It's time to put this whole thing on autopilot.
And this is what he calls the magic waterfall. So your paycheck lands in your checking account. The very next day, an automatic transfer sends money to your investment accounts, like a 401k or an IRA. Then, another transfer zips money over to your savings accounts. After that, your fixed bills get paid automatically. The system handles all your responsibilities first, and whatever is left over, well, that's yours to spend completely and totally guilt-free.
Now that automatic transfer to your investment accounts is so crucial, and it brings us right to our final step, investing. And look, I get it. This is where so many people get stuck. They think it's too complex or it's too risky. But Ramit's core message here is that you do not need to be a financial expert to succeed.
He makes this really powerful point. We're all taught to trust the so-called experts, right? The people on TV shouting about stocks, the highly paid fund managers.
But he asks a really simple question. What do their results actually show?
And the results, well, they're kind of shocking. 75%. That's the percentage of professional fund managers who actually fail to beat a simple average market index fund over the long term. Let that sink in for a second. 3 out of 4 of these experts fail at their one job.
So why is that? It's because they're practicing what's called active investing, always trying to be smarter than everyone else, which comes with super high fees and a ton of effort. The better approach for most of us is passive investing. You're not trying to beat the market, you're just trying to be the market by buying low-cost, diversified funds. It's low effort, has minimal fees, and it leads to consistent, long-term growth.
So what's the simplest way to get started with that? It's with something called a life cycle fund or a target date fund. It's basically an all-in-one investment. You just pick the fund with the year you think you'll retire, and it automatically manages everything for you, becoming more conservative as you get closer to that date. It is literally the definition of set it and forget it.
So the big takeaway here is that successful investing doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, for most of us, the best approach is often the simplest one. Keep it low cost, keep it diversified, and, just like the rest of the system, keep it automated.
All right, so let's pull this all together. You've mastered your tools, you've automated your conscious spending plan, and you've put your investing on autopilot. You've built the system. So, what's the real payoff? What does it actually mean to live a rich life?
This right here, this is the true outcome. And it's about so much more than just the numbers in your bank account. It's about having financial control without all the guilt. It's about freeing up your time and your mental energy for the things that truly matter to you. And ultimately, it's about having the freedom to define and live your own version of a rich life.
Because once the system is built and it's running, all the heavy lifting is handled. The money just flows to all the right places automatically. And that leaves you with only one important question left to answer. What will you do with your rich life?